I think at a lower level, the creep is not really the speed bonus that gives it an advantage, but the vision of the creep, and you don't really want your opponent to see every time you move out. And it's kind of, it's really annoying because counterattacks aren't really that hard to pull off. And what is this? Why is this random queen here? The random queen is looking down this cliff saying, I hate my life, why am I over here? I want to jump off this cliff right now. Either that or I don't want to be fighting that army, and scans are going down all over the place. That's a lot of stack scans. That's some pretty BM scan right there. I'm alright with BM. Anyways, queen looking down cliff thinking, I hate life. Why am I on this cliff instead of jumping down there where I don't have to deal with this Terran and I don't have to deal with this Zerg player right now. We do have an Ultralisk Cavern finally. Making Ultralisks tech switching when there's this many Marauders on the field is definitely a smart move. Everyone should learn that and play it at MLG, but at this point I really do wish MLG goes back to Wings of Liberty. Swarm right now is kind of shit. We do have a big battle here. Marauders trying to clean up the roaches right now, doing a good job. All of the GG Lords are just tearing apart this whole Terran army. Usually you see the Terran army doing the Terran up. Anytime now someone is going to say, you suck! Stop talking and making really lame jokes. Anyways. Spine wall putting in work, the drones running away, we have lings and roaches, and basically the weirdest composition of every Zerg unit I've ever seen. The Marauders do get cleaned up. So, wow. This is 18 Broodlords on the field with 11 roaches and 4 corruptors. I don't know why the Ultralisk Cavern is there. Really, you're going to be maxed on Broodlords. And our Terran player, at least has got 11 Vikings. And is making more. A pure Roach, Ling, well there's a few corruptors I guess. We have 4 and a production tab. We don't have any more Broodlords on, corruptors on the way. We have 12 Zerglings on the way. So this army is going to basically have no anti-air, and the Vikings are going to have a hell of a fun time shooting down all of these Broodlords. I just noticed how shiny these Broodlords are on high graphics. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that wing, so shiny. I don't know how much minerals is spent on Broodlord wing polish for these Broodlords. Maybe they should be nerfed so the wings aren't shiny and they cost less, but they're already OP, which is what I call GG Lords, because when you see them you say GG. Anyways, here's the Vikings. Now the Broodlords should start running immediately. Run into the Vikings, of course. That's the smart choice. The production tab, we have 7 corruptors on the way, but I'm pretty sure all these are gonna die out by the time the corruptors actually spawn. Maybe Ultralisks are a better choice now that the skies are cluttered with Vikings and they're pretty much useless against Ultras. Take a look at unit tab. We do have 35 Marauders, so our Terran is actually in a pretty good spot right now. Landing the Vikings to fight the Zerglings is maybe not the greatest idea. Using these to harass the mineral line, pretty good idea. This is going to clean up a lot of lings, and here comes the Marauders to clean up all the Ultralisks. Our Terran player is just outplaying the Zerg in every single way right now. Probably because he just slaughtered a billion Broodlords with these Vikings. Losing this base not really a big deal right now, although there is quite a few gas. I don't know what's up with this one. I guess he just forgot about that gas. And the Vikings are actually destroying all of the Zerg's overlords right now. This is... I actually understand why our Red player said this was one of the best games he played. This amount of Broodlord slaughter is very satisfying to watch, I would say. Now the more Vikings are showing up and the Marauders are attacking into the Zerg player. This new base, which is... I think it's only mining base. This one's up, but it's not really being used at all. Although this one's still mining. The gas apparently isn't. And it's choking on gas. I don't know why it's not mining. Let's take a look at the income tab. We have 48 gas per minute. I don't know what this is. Is this resources per minute? If someone can tell me that, that would be great. Although really, how many people watches my videos fully? They probably just skip to the end or something to see who won. Or they skip around to see other things. Landed Vikings, not often I would see that. Taking out the tech. The army is actually not retreating. Taking some damage from the Broodlings, not exactly the biggest deal right now. We do have the army of Marauders attacking into the Roach army right now, or the Hydra army. Not the best idea. The Corruptors are going to kill off a lot of medevacs though. But Hydras don't really deal that much damage to Marauders because the Marauders have the base armor, so they might not be as effective as you think, although they still are very effective against Marauders. This army just got completely destroyed because of the army composition. I don't know what these three Marauders are doing. They should probably stim and get back. Well, stim and get back. Or I guess these Marauders can't take on 3 Hydras. But running back isn't really the greatest idea. Vikings is continuing to attack the main base, taking out all the tech. This one should probably zip so it doesn't die to our Broodling. If the Hive goes down at this point, this is going to be really bad for our Reserve player. Because basically all his tech is gone. His Greater Sparse is here, Ultra's Cavern's here, but he's not going to have way. All his tech is in his natural. What is wrong with this game? Well, at least on the Infestation Pit is going to be going down. Our Zerg player really only needs Lings and Hive Tech at this point. The Evolution Chamber is kind of useless because he's got another one for the Spores. If the Vikings come down here and kill off these buildings, then that'll be a really big blow to our Zerg player. I don't know how he's going to be able to recover from that if these buildings go down. Queen is going down right now, and these units are coming back to defend. This probably isn't enough to kill off all the... Oh wait, there's more Lings showing up, so... Probably go for the Greater Spire instead of the normal Spire, although all the Vikings it goes down. I think it might have been better to stay and fight the Lings instead of trying to focus down the Spire. Or actually try and focus down the Ultra's Cavern might have been better. Another Planetary going down for our Red player. Zerg player's production tab shows absolutely nothing. Does he still have a pool somewhere? Units tab? Units tab don't show structures. Yeah, yes, he rebuilt his pool, so right now he can still go Zergling Ultra, or he can make... this Infestation Pit is gone, so he can't make any Infestors. Well, you can still have the GG Lords out. I personally like the Roach composition with the GG Lords better, because the Roaches actually deal more damage. I just don't really... All Infestors tend to die more often than they should, really. But that's just my bad playing. It's not to say Infestors are bad and all. Zerg player have a couple of other drones here. I don't know what. This creep. This is the first time I've actually seen it drip down the walls. There's a lot of little details Blizzard added in. I've also seen the creep covered buildings in Heart of the Swarm. That's pretty good. Although I think probably cover the building less would be better. I think I can't really see the bunker at all after it's been covered by creep for a while. Moving over to spines. Good idea, always. Because the spines really need to be in a good location, but the Marauders are basically just gonna melt the spines instantly. We have a lot of Ling Corruptor and 4 Hydras. Moving in 100 Lings. This... Well, I see our red player really likes medevacs. This might actually work out for him, because Marauders still has quite a few Marauders actually. Old Hatchery definitely went down. Losing all of that Marauders is really great for him. He's only floating 200 minerals right now. Units lost greatly favors our Zerg player, I guess at this point. Favoring him by about 10,000. See production tab. I really think this is necessary. Well, Marines coming out of our red player right now. Actually, some Marauders might not be that bad of an idea, because the Marauders can actually tank the Lings. Usually you have two options when dealing with Lings. You can either have a few Marauders to tank for your Marines, which is a low... It's a really soft counter. I wouldn't really rely on it. Oh, they can tank the Banelings. A better idea will probably just be to use Hellions to burn down the Lings before the Lings get to do much damage. I've actually seen players quit making Lings in general after I get maybe 8 Hellions. That's basically how much Blue Flame Hellions melt Lings. I'm actually kind of tired right now, which is why this... It's either because I'm tired or because I haven't played or talked about StarCraft in a while, which is why this seems so boring right now. Either that or because my voice is just really annoying. But the main seems to have been cleaned out completely by now. Gas mine out here. Another pool for our Zerg player. He must really like pools, just like how our Terran player likes medevacs. 18 medevacs. How much bile do you need to justify making 18 medevacs? Quite a bit. I think probably 300 supply of units, maybe. It's just a random little pool of creep right now. All this space is getting cleaned up by our red player. We do have 48 workers and 32 right now, although the income tab shows basically no income for either player. Zerg is still, I think, unable to secure a mining base. He just transferred his workers right now, so the income tab is going to be looking better for our Zerg player right now. Going up. Why is it still at... Okay, it's going up right now. That's better. Now our Terran player is basically running on fumes and choking on all sorts of resources. At this point, you probably can find like this orbital and land it here and mine this, because there's still a little bit of minerals left. Fighting over this space, and what exactly is this? Apparently an engineering bay trying to block. This queen is still staring down there, going, well, apparently the creep expanded over here, but I have no hatchery to work. So I'm still out of a job, and that makes me want to jump off a cliff. Anyways, probably should go back here and inject maybe. All the late game queens aren't really that useful. I think the queens are better in transfusing your ultralisks than injecting the hatchery in late game. Just because you don't really lose that many units. I mean, yeah, you have to rebuild your Lings, but most of the time you're just making ultralisks and Fruitlords and investors. That doesn't really... If you're replacing your... If you need injects to replace your ultralisks, then you're playing Zerg wrong. Go play some other base. Unless you're running on a hatchery. Hatchery. This queen finally stops staring at the cliff and is going to poop everywhere now that she's been basically building up poop from the whole game. She's probably going to die very soon now that she's not in a corner where nobody's ever going to find her. So maybe that corner was a good idea. Maybe it was all planned out for the queen to stay in the corner so she wouldn't die like the rest of the Zerg army. Although I don't think the units do that. It's kind of beyond them to make that kind of planning. Like, oh, I don't want to die. Taking out one of the spawning pools of the Zerg for our Terran player. Attacking this completely worthless base for the Zerg player. Really no point in attacking this at this point. Although, it is fun to kill stuff, I guess. You're exchanging energy for a potential production for the Zerg. Although I don't know why our Terran player still has no income. We have 2 random spines here and 3 random spines there. Our Zerg player's army is not coming back here at all because apparently he thinks the base is working. To a certain extent he is right, but he should be coming back here to defend the tech structures. At this point if tech structure goes down, I don't think he has a single layer, does he? No, these are all hatcheries. He's still making spines. The tech structure have gone down, so now these are the only ultralisks that our Zerg player is going to have for a very, very long time. If our Terran player manages to kill this, he'll be in incredible shape. And apparently the Zerg player manages to make a few ultras before the ultralisk tech finally got taken out. So now he has 6 ultras to use before rebuilding all of his tech. Doesn't seem to be teching up at any of his hatcheries right now. So I guess he's content on sitting on 6 ultralisks. Is this 6 ultralisks? 6 ultralisks. We do have a major battle over here. Our Terran player seems to have landed his right there here to try and harvest from this base. And the Ultras are getting cleaned up right now. Losing 2 Ultras, not the best idea ever. The Hydras are also getting taken out. At this point, our Zerg player is only capable of making Zerglings. I don't know what his plan is. He has a lot of minerals built up. He's choking on the gas quite heavily. So upgrading to a layer and mining these gases probably would have been a good idea. And mining these gases. Probably getting the Queen to start injecting again. Yes, inject the hatchery, but also if you do the larva inject trick with the backspace, you should be able to inject all your hatcheries, and no matter how many queens you have. So empty medevac here trying to drop on the, I don't know what. Apparently getting a Baneling's Nest. Baneling's Nest right now I would say probably isn't a good idea because gas is a very precious resource and you have better things to spend your gas on. Oh wait, you lost all your hive tech. Is this still the same queen that was standing on this cliff right now? Well, at least she's injecting. I don't know if it was this queen or this queen. One of the queens. Terran seems to have secured this space here. OP mules are activating. Epic meal time. So now we should see endless streams of marines and medevacs attacking a Protoss base. Structures here are getting attacked. That's one of the, I guess, new features of the replay, and I really like it, showing where things are getting attacked. This medevac is actually being a pain right now, since our Zerg can't really make any anti-air other than queens. Yeah, this queen is gonna fall probably from this. No, actually, it's running 3 armor. How much damage is our Terran player running? He has 3 armor and 3 attack. Well, this medevac is going to not deal any damage over here because of the amount of spines down. This is oversaturated. I still stand by the fact that 18 workers is the optimal saturation for any mining base in ladder with the normal number of mineral fields. I don't know why this is 24 here. They do count 3 per patch, but if you see this, it's barely over 2. If you have 2 on the close patches, then it seems to have lined up, but on the farther patches, it's a bit off. So there's really no reason to put 3 workers on each mineral patch. 3 on each gas is okay, you can see it line up pretty well. Do not drop here. If you drop here, it's gonna tear your whole army apart. Medevacs don't heal when they're dropping. The Marauder went down, the only chance of hitting any amount of damage on these sunken colonies. Now things are gonna clean up all the marines. Although our Terran player still has all his tech, so Marauder is being produced right now to deal with the Ultralisks. Production tab shows 1 Roach Warren. Not a good idea at all against the Marauders. Our Terran still has all the tech, although he does have the lair tech right now. Probably throw down an infestation pit and get a hive again, because against the Terran players, Zerg needs late game. All the Zerg's best units are late game units. Broodlords are hive tech, and Ultralists are hive tech, so you really need those tech to deal with the Terran properly. Terran are really strong in the mid game because of their drops. And basically a Terran's army is maxed out when all of the upgrades are there. So if Zerg doesn't have hive tech, he's basically nerfing himself in these battles, I guess. But there really isn't anything bad about Lynx. Does he have the crackling upgrade from his spawning pool yet? No. Nobody seems to get that anymore. I still get that in the game. My composition is in Roach Hydra. We do have another drop here cleaning up the hatchery here. But our Zerg doesn't really need that much production. He's been sitting on auto mirror all the time, convincing me that he is content on not building that much units. He's at 120 supply out of 150. Everything suggests he can build more units. You just choose not to. Now I'm morphing in a lot of banelings to dump out a lot of this gas. Apparently that he built up a lot of gas lately. He did start mining off of these 2, although he did start mining off of these 2 as well. So now this gas income is actually higher than his mineral income for some reason. We have 10 workers here, and apparently he just transferred all his workers, I guess. We have another drop down here cleaning up the mined out extractor. Really should be cleaning out this mining extractor right now. Our Zerg player did manage to clean out this mining base for our Terran player, although running into a planetary at this point is not a great idea. The turrets are acting as a wall against the potential Zergling, which did run by here and get on. Zerglings here should be tanking for the Ultras. Now the Ultras went down. All the Zerglings are going down as well, just because they seem to be everywhere, and the Banelings aren't going to hit anything on the Marauders. Zerg army is completely destroyed. Units lost, still favoring Zerg for some reason. No way. Have I been... I'm pretty sure I can't read the units lost graph. But right now the units lost graph is favoring the Terrans. And a second pool of Warp goes down. Our Zerg player currently have no tech. He has a Spire, he rebuilt that. So now he can go Muta Baneling with his apparently build up of 2,000 gas, so that isn't really that much of a problem for him right now. Although to deal with this army, I don't even know what you need. This amount of Marauders, Mutas aren't going to cut it, Banelings aren't going to cut it. You're going to need Ultras. What's good against Marauders? You can't really make Lings anymore if you have this many Marauders. You're never going to get enough Lings from 0 to deal with that many. We do have another spawning pool going down, so I guess he is trying to go for Lings. Although Larva is the main problem for our Zerg right now. We have another drop here, cleaned up by all these Lings. At this point, our Terran player can probably just end the game anytime. The Queen! No, the Queen that was on the cliff here! What did she ever do? All she did was, you had to kill that Queen, didn't you? She feel very ashamed of herself. That Queen just sat there, looked down at the canyon, thinking. Getting the semaphore for the left fork, getting the semaphore for the right fork. Eating. Then thinking some more. How does that create a deadlock? How are these mutas gonna slaughter all these Marauders? Oh, the number of medevacs is actually being put to use right now. Surprising. The layer goes down, and so does our Zerg player's hopes of winning this game. He gets thrown out by our blue player, although he still can deal damage to this army. And the third spawning pool goes down. I think this is actually the fourth spawning pool that was made by our Zerg player. All the buildings are going down now. These mutas are definitely paying for themselves in terms of damage dealt. Although efficiency is another problem. Probably killing the medevacs first. What's this one doing? See, this is the problem with these low leagues. Low league people are mannered. When we play on high league, we just don't care. Anyways, that was actually a really interesting game. Well played to both of our players, from my opinion, which my opinion doesn't matter anymore because I'm a lowly plat. Anyways, I'll see you guys next game.